Hello students, welcome to our student support program for grade 10 mathematics. Our topic for today is standard form. This is the third and final part of the chapter standard form. So let us start. In today's lesson, we will learn how to add and subtract numbers expressed in standard form. You will remember that in the previous lesson, we have learned what is standard form. That is a number written in the form a times 10 to the power of n, where 1 less or equal to a less than 10, and n is an integer. We have learned what is ordinary form, how to express a number in standard form, how to express a number in ordinary form, how to work with numbers in standard form. So now we are going to learn how to add and subtract numbers involving standard form. So we have one example here. Evaluate the following and give your answer in standard form. So let us start with part A. 2.8 times 10 to the power of 2 plus 3.4 times 10 power 3. So there are two different methods. We can start by working with a smaller power, or we can also work with a larger power. You can even, in some cases, when we have very small powers, rewrite in ordinary form, then work out the addition or subtraction, and then convert back to standard form. But this method is quite lengthy because you have to convert to ordinary form and then back to standard form. So let us see the first method. Here I'm going to work with the smaller power. But remember, you can also work with a larger power. So which one is smaller here? 10 to the power of 2 or 10 to the power of 3? Yes, 10 to the power of 2 is the smaller power. So what I will do is express 10 to the power of 3 in terms of 10 to the power of 2. So I will have 10 power 3 can be written as 10 power 2 times 10 power 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So working with the multiplication law of indices, I get 10 power 2 times 10 power 1. So now you can see that 10 to the power of 2 is common. I will take 10 to the power of 2 as common. So I get 10 to the power of 2 into 2.8 plus 3.4 times 10 power 1, which gives me 10 power 2 into 2.8 plus 34. 3.4 times 10 is 34. Adding 34 to 2.8, I get 36.8. But 36.8 is not in standard form. So I rewrite it as 3.68 times 10. Using the multiplication law of indices, I get 3.68 times 10 power 3. Now part B. So again, I'm going to work with a smaller power. Which one is smaller? 10 power 5 or 10 power 6? Yes, 10 power 5. So we are going to rewrite 10 power 6 as 10 to the power of 5 times 10 to the power of 1. So 10 to the power of 5 is common. I take 10 to the power of 5 outside, and I get 3.52 plus 2.474 times 10 power 1, which is equal to 24.74. So now I will add these two numbers, 3.52 plus 24.74, which gives me 28.26. So rewriting in standard form, I will get 28.26 as 2.8 2.826 times 10. Using the multiplication law of indices, I will get my final answer as 2.826 times 10 power 6. Part C. So here we have negative powers. As I mentioned earlier, you can choose to work with a smaller power or with a larger power. But I will continue working with a smaller power. So here, which one is smaller? 10 power negative 2 or 10 power negative 3? Yes, 10 power negative 3. So I will have to rewrite 10 power negative 2 in terms of 10 power negative 3. So 10 power negative 2 will be 10 to the power of negative 3 times 10 to the power of 1. Minus 3 plus 1 will give me minus 2. So 10 power negative 3 is common. I take 10 to the power of negative 3 outside. And I am left with 6.8 times 10 power 1 plus 3.4, which will be equal to 10 power negative 3 into 68 plus 3.4. Evaluating, I get 71.4. Now, rewriting in standard form, I will have 10 power negative 3 times 7.14 times 10 to the power of 1, or simply 10. Simplifying, this gives me 7.14 times 10 to the power of negative 2. Part D. So here I have subtraction. We will proceed in the same way as for addition. So I choose the smaller power, that is 10 power 11. So now 10 power 12 will be written as 10 power 11 times 10 power 1. So 10 power 11 is common. And I am left with 7.15 times 10 power 1 minus 8.61. Simplifying the bracket will give me 71.5 minus 8.61. Evaluating, I will get 62.89. So I have to rewrite it in standard form. 10 power 11 times 6.289 times 10, or 10 power 1. And using the multiplication law of indices, I will finally get 6.289 times 10 power 12. The last part now, we have subtraction and negative powers. So again, I choose the smaller power. So which one is the smaller here? 10 power negative 5 or 10 power negative 6? Yes, 10 power negative 6. So I will express 10 power negative 5 as 10 power negative 6 times 10 power 1. So we can see that 10 power negative 6 is common. I will take 10 power negative 6 outside. And between the brackets, I will be left with 1.85 times 10 power 1 minus 6.14, which will give me 18.5 minus 6.14. Evaluating, I get 10 power negative 6 times 12.36. Now this is not in standard form, so I have to rewrite it as 10 power negative 6 times 1.236 times 10 power 1, or simply 10. Using the multiplication law of indices, I finally get 1.236 times 10 power negative 5. So these are some questions for you to practice on addition and subtraction involving standard form. you have a few questions now to practice on standard form. These are some past examination questions. In today's lesson, we have learned how to add and subtract numbers expressed in standard form. So I hope you have understood the chapter standard form and will now be able to work out questions on this chapter. So until we meet again, it's goodbye.